Hello, I'm Nelson Pereira from bnetTV. Welcome to the Mobile World Congress 2012 in Barcelona. And with us is Paul Beaver from Anite. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, doing very well, thank you.
Mobile World Congress has always been the platform for the industry, especially in the wireless industry. All members of the ecosystems are here, and especially all companies, they're actually playing an important role of both 2G, 3G, and 4G deployment. Can you talk to us about your company and what role your company plays in the ecosystem?
Yeah, sure, Nelson. My company's into test and measurement. We get involved in the very early stages of R&D, so testing devices, many years before the technology finds its way into the retail world.
And having said that, your company has been doing this now, or they've been doing this kind of work in the past?
The company itself's been involved in testing devices for well over 15 years now. We get involved in the very early stages with the chipset vendors as they're building out their early vision of the technology. And then we get involved with the device vendors as they start to realize early product. And then also with the mobile operators as they wish to sort of test the interoperability between early devices and early network implementation. So LTE is really big for us.
And talking about LTE, I guess with all these new devices that are coming out there, one of the biggest things is like the interop between those devices and the network of the providers. There's a lot to be tested because it all comes down to the customer experience. And if the customer is not happy with the device that is being deployed for their network, that creates a major issue.
It's huge. I mean, 3GPP have at the moment about 15 concurrent releases that are live, and each of those have around 2,000 specifications. So it's enormous. And right now for LTE, GCF has started to build out the scheme for certifying handsets. Anite has been instrumental in that process. We've been involved in verifying 85% of the test cases that are now used by the standards for verifying devices. So we've been at the absolute center of this.
So pretty much they call you guys every time they want to make sure something does work.
Well, for our customers, I think the important thing they can take away from our involvement in the industry is that we're trusted partners. We really understand the technology. Our goal, of course, is to help speed them to market and to ensure they launch product with the highest possible quality.
And your company actually has a reputation for so many years doing this. You are not only looking at the technology that is now, but the technology that is going to be later on. Like my understanding, you guys have been testing LTE for the longest time.
We have, and I think this year will be big from an LTE Advanced point of view. So we're starting to move on to later releases of the standards. Release 10, for example, where you start to have carrier aggregation and other features that start to take LTE, even further into the future.
One of the things that we always hear, actually what I always hear when I'm been coming here for the last 4 years, is that, LTE is coming, it's here. And now the mobile phones that are being built for LTE, for the LTE networks, are always becoming an issue because how does the provider know that those phones actually are going to work with their network?
Well, I mean, LTE is here now. I mean, last year there were literally just, maybe 10 devices that were certified. Already this year there is a similar number. So, I mean, there's a lot of momentum building behind the devices. Interoperability is key because LTE won't survive on its own. It's going to be deployed amongst an ocean of 2G or 3G, and the standards have to be backwards compatible. So all the devices that are launched on LTE networks ultimately will need to work with 2G, 3G networks as well. The testing multiplies.
And for how long do you think your company is just not only involved in one area, you guys being global across the platform?
Well, we're involved in the main 3GPP standards, starting with 2G. That's where the company began, all the way through now to LTE. We're globally represented, so we have business in North America, all through Europe and through Asia. I mean, literally our customer base is truly globally deployed.
Well, having that kind of deployment and a kind of this, you are a trusted company. Having said that, do you see anything new for 2012 this coming year?
Well, I think for us and the relationships we have with the leading device and chipset vendors, I mean, LTE Advanced is really what they're building their focus on for the 2012. So we'll be working with them on some new features like carrier aggregation, EICIC. I think this is sort of where our key customers are looking for us to support their early needs.
Well, Paul, thanks so much for spending time with us. As always, your company is always one of the companies I look forward to seeing in Barcelona.
Okay, I appreciate that too, Nelson. Thank you.
And this is Nelson Pereira from bnetTV at the Mobile World Congress 2012. And with us was Anite from at the Wireless Communication Conference. Thank you.